name is Elysia English, and today we are doing a really exciting project. We are going to tackle my bedroom space on a budget. I don't know about you, but I always see these beautiful inspiration pictures online, but I just don't have the budget to tackle it. So during this video, we're going to tackle my bedroom space spending as little money as possible. I have some DIYs planned as well as a huge transformation for the wall space, and I can't wait to show you what we're going to create. My plan for the space. What I'm going to do in this space is bring in some vintage elements. I'm looking for a bohemian feel. I want to be able to bring in some colors of some of my favorite things like succulents and cacti. And so I'm looking for some earthy tones. I also need to bring in some light fixture as well as some drapery that I can put to cover some of the light that comes in the window when I don't want it there. So I'm really looking at making the best use of this super small space that we have to be able to create a big impact in this small space. I created a list of things I needed to add to this space. And so Philip and I took our list and we went thrift shopping.
Amazing. These are coming home with me. I love this new orange obsession I'm having. The right size. Can you hear my brain thinking?
Yes.
Our dark and drab charcoal gray room, which is super small, needs a huge refresh. It also has some holes and things that need to be repaired on the wall from previous things that have hung from previous owners. And so I'm gonna go and tackle and do all of the paint and reno in that room. I didn't know you were filming. What do you think of my walls? We spent yesterday all day and all night painting our bedroom space for our extreme bedroom makeover on a budget. I decided to use my favorite green color, Heritage Park, to be able to create this accent wall for where this next DIY project is going to go. And then I wanted to brighten up this space as well as make this space seem larger by doing white on the other three walls, trim, and doors. And so I'm really happy with how big this space feels now. Bye-bye charcoal gray, hello boho paint colors. I've been dreaming of creating a beautiful headboard for our room rather than buying an upcycled or thrifted item. And so what I'm going to do is take apart 4 of my 4x8 sheet craft show display walls that I've made. I'm not going to use them this year, so I want to utilize the wood that I've already painted. And so I'm going to turn these over and use these slats to be able to create my own DIY headboard. I don't want this to be a really time-consuming project because I have a lot of other things to do to create this space. So I'm going to stick to 45-degree angles, use a bunch of my slats from the backgrounds and some 2x4s, which I have from these displays. I'm not actually having to purchase anything to do this because I have some leftover staying at home already.
What are you doing?
No, it's bare feet.
Oh my gosh, you're true Canadian. Look at your bare feet.
You left me.
Oh my gosh.
Standing out there.
What are you doing? Oh, we're stuck. How's your feet?
Sacrifice for bedroom decor.
I'm sorry. Okay, in Canada, we're not afraid of the snow at all. We're going in barefoot.
Barefoot.
Oh my god. Oh. You cold?
Oh my god.
That looks like that's going to be a lot of work.
Whose idea was this? Someone with a little Brad nail happy putting together this craft show display wall. But really though, it's such a waste of wood to get rid of all this. So to be able to take all this apart and use it for the headboard means I don't have to store these 4 units, which are 4 feet by 8 feet. So there really isn't a place to be able to put them and to be able to actually use my display to turn into a headboard. It's kind of like a keepsake from all the shows that I did, which is kind of cool, and be able to utilize the wood and give it a brand new look. Okay, get helping me.
My feet are cold though.
I have piled up all of my amazing vintage finds and have a nice area to be able to put all of those items now into my room that's been freshly painted. Let's go put it all together. Welcome to my new room.
It's amazing.
The best thing about this space is that this was done completely on a budget. There's nothing worse than watching transformations of bedrooms or different spaces where someone has used thousands of dollars of pre-existing purchases to be able to complete a room. This entire room cost me $70.50, $30 of which I spent a few months ago when I picked up a secondhand wardrobe. That wardrobe was the inspiration for this entire room, and for only another almost $40, I was able to buy all the other existing items that are now in this space. If you've seen some of my thrifted treasure videos I've done in the past, you'll notice a few of the items that I used in this space, which you can see on those videos cost me next to nothing to create when I put a little bit of extra love into a few items. Like this light fixture, for example, was an old bowl that I took a reptile light and changed it into this awesome light fixture. I found the perfect home for it right here where I can read or take notes when I'm in bed. All of this bedding was only $4.49 for each the sheet set, the duvet cover, and then I purchased a few extra 99-cent pillowcases to be able to add some succulent and cacti colors to my space. So this total bed set was everything on here except for my existing insert pillows was under $20. I have been dreaming of making my own headboard, and taking apart my craft show display walls was the perfect solution to upcycle a whole bunch of wood that I didn't want to store. I'm not going to use those, and so now I have a beautiful headboard, which I think gives it a really good boho earthy color tone against the green wall. Total cost, $0. This coral ottoman was perfect to put in this space. I've been kind of moving it around the house, not finding a perfect home for it, but this was thrifted, and I painted it with a soft brushing of coral. If you watched my Valentine's video, you'll be able to see that I did some cute DIYs, and this photo frame was one of the projects. These great wicker baskets were only 99 cents each. Amazing mid-century modern dresser was free from a friend who was getting rid of it and no longer had the space. Don't you just love the legs on the bottom? I absolutely love curtains, especially vintage ones from the thrift store, and these were only $4. I was able to only get 2 tabs, so because they were long enough, I cut them in half and made 2 panels for each window. This vintage safe made the perfect nightstand. It was gifted by my mother-in-law, who picked it up secondhand. I hope this bedroom transformation inspires you to do your own rooms on a budget. It's amazing when you think outside of the box what you can create with a really small budget. $70.50 is all I spent to create this entire space. We have a whole house to complete, and so this was just the first room we wanted to tackle to make sure that we had a nice cozy sleeping space. My favorite project in this space was the headboard. What was your favorite project? Leave me a comment down below. It's really easy when you see all of these beautiful rooms online to get discouraged when thinking about how you could possibly create that in the budget that you have. Well, I hope that I can show you in some of my videos that you can really do a lot with recycled and upcycled and thrifted items. Being able to create a beautiful space using next to no budget at all is possible when you just think outside the box. Ask a neighbor if they have something they're getting rid of. Trade with a friend who maybe has something that doesn't fit in their space anymore. Visit thrifted and secondhand stores, and even check out some of your charity shops in the area that you live in. After 3 days of all this hard work, I'm gonna take a nap in my new cozy bed. Whenever I'm working on projects around the home, I always think of home hardware. My favorite McNaughton's Home Hardware store was able to donate us a few gallons of paint to complete this project. I used InteriorAcrylic paint, 2 colors of fresh white just straight out of the can, and a color green by Heritage Park. Thank you so much for your support on our channel. Usually when I'm going to paint a room white, I dread covering over any colors, let alone the dark charcoal gray that we had in this space. So I was so impressed with my Beauty tone paint, knowing that it only took me 2 coats to cover over using their white paint. The quality is great, and I love the collection of colors that they offer. And if you're like me and you like to do things on a budget, Home Hardware offers great prices for all of their home renovation needs. I also want to take a second to thank you guys so much for blowing up my Etsy shop. I haven't been able to keep items in stock, and it's so much support you guys are giving us allows us to create greater content. Smash that like button, hit subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next project.